Coco Gauff speaks honestly on chasing Serena Williams' WTA Finals legacy amid heavy pressure. It's been quite a run for Coco Gauff, and the tour's end is near. The 21-year-old is competing at the WTA Finals as the third seed and, more importantly, the defending champion. She has a lot riding on her. Her campaign started with a loss against fellow American Jessica Pegula. But she picked up the pace in her next match, beating Italy's Jasmine Paolini. After the first-round loss, Gauff was honest about what went wrong. Speaking to Tennis Channel on Tuesday after her 6-3, 6-2 win over Paolini, she said, "I just try to give myself the best chance to win. I felt like my last match I wasn't so positive, so I was just trying not to let that be a repeat today." One step closer to the semi-finals, Gauff was asked if being the defending champion was adding pressure. "Yes and no, I think. Knowing that no one has defended in however many years definitely takes the pressure off, and honestly I think it's a reason," Coco explained. "You're playing the top in the world, this round-robin format is so hard. I'm used to when I'm losing, I'm sulking in bed for a few days, and having to come back and play matches is so unique, so I'm just happy that I was able to get through this one today." The last WTA player to win back-to-back titles at the WTA Finals was Serena Williams, her idol. Williams did it 3 times in a row from 2012 to 2014. Overall, she won 5 titles and was a finalist twice. The bar is high, but as Gauff said, it hasn't happened in a long time, so that eases some pressure off her shoulders. Ahead of the tournament, she brushed aside any talk about chasing history. "I'm not thinking about that. I really just want to focus on my first match ahead and take it one match at a time. I think that's what I did last year. Going to try to keep that mindset," she told UAE news outlet, The National. Against Jasmine Paolini, Coco Gauff did exactly that. The American came out firing. She broke Paolini in the first game, and raced to a 3-0 lead after saving 3 break points from love 40 down. The Italian tried to claw her way back, pushing for a 4-4 tie, but the American shut the door, winning 5 points in a row to take command at 5-3. The second set never lost pace, as Gauff broke again in the 5th and 7th games to wrap up the match 6-2. Now just one round from another semi-final appearance, Gauff is hitting her stride again. Confidence is flowing, the baseline game looks sharp, and even her coach believes she has the fire to go all the way this week. Coco Gauff's coach speaks of her prowess since the French Open. Jean-Christophe Forel, who's been coaching Coco Gauff on and off for 6 years, praised her fierce big match mentality ahead of the WTA Finals kicked off. "She's amazing in the ability she has to just close everything," he said. Even though Coco didn't get past Jessica Pegula this time, she definitely showed that mindset strong in today's match. Forel pointed to the French Open final as the best example of Coco's focus. "Like every player, she can be irritated or distracted when she plays and look at us too much. She may have looked at us 2 times. She was in the zone. This makes her different from many players. Semi-finals, final, big match. She plays her best tennis most of the time. I think she's 11 for 14 in finals. That calm under pressure is what sets her apart." Her 2025 French Open win sealed her spot as a rising star. She beat world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in a thrilling 3-set final, 6-7-5, 6-2, 6-4. This was Gauff's second Grand Slam singles trophy, following her 2023 U.S. Open title, also over Sabalenka. She became the first American to win Roland Garros since Serena Williams in 2015 and the youngest player since Maria Sharapova to claim multiple slams on different surfaces. The final was a roller coaster, lasting 2 hours and 38 minutes. With Sabalenka's 70 unforced errors swinging the match. After that French Open high, Coco kept competing strong without stacking titles. She made it to the China Open semis before falling to Amanda Anisimova, then bounced back to win the Wuhan Open, beating Pegula 6-4, 7-5. That victory gave her a 3rd WTA 1000 title and her 11th singles win overall. She also became the first American to win Wuhan since Venus Williams in 2015. Now Coco Gauff is 1 match away from the semi-finals. She'll face Aryna Sabalenka on Wednesday in their first meeting since the French Open. Can she take down the world number 1 again and keep her momentum rolling? When Coco Gauff steps onto a tennis court, the comparisons are inevitable. The power, the poise, the charisma, all echoes of a name that still looms large over women's tennis, Serena Williams. But for the 21-year-old American star, chasing Serena's legacy isn't about imitation. It's about inspiration, evolution, and learning to breathe under the crushing weight of expectation. And as the WTA Finals brought her face-to-face with the sport's most elite competition, Gauff opened up about what it truly feels like to carry that legacy forward. "I've grown up watching Serena dominate every court she stepped on," Gauff said with an honest smile during her post-match press conference. "But the more I play, the more I realize that chasing her legacy isn't just about winning titles, it's about how you handle yourself when the world expects you to be her." That sentiment captures exactly what Gauff has been wrestling with this season. Her 2023 US Open triumph catapulted her into superstardom, transforming her from a promising prodigy into a full-fledged ambassador of American tennis. Since then, every step she's taken, every serve, every forehand has been analyzed, compared, and scrutinized against Serena's gold standard. At the WTA finals, those comparisons intensified. The tournament has always been Serena's domain, a stage she ruled with 6 titles and countless iconic moments. For Gauff, just qualifying felt like a milestone, but deep down she knew that participation wasn't enough. "When you wear that American flag next to your name, there's a legacy attached," she admitted. And Serena set that bar sky high. So yes, there's pressure. But there's also pride. The Serena shadow. For years, Gauff has been hailed as the next Serena, a label that flatters but also suffocates. The truth is, Coco is carving her own version of greatness. While Serena's dominance was built on raw power and psychological warfare, Gauff's rise has been about resilience, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. "She inspired me, but I've learned that my path has to look different," Gauff reflected. "Serena was Serena. I'm Coco. I can't replicate her story, but I can build something that's mine." Still, the shadow lingers. Every tournament win is measured against Serena's streaks. Every defeat draws whispers of, "maybe she's not ready." And at the WTA finals, where Serena once embodied invincibility, Coco faced not just opponents, but the ghosts of history. When Gauff fell short in her opening match, the headlines were immediate: Serena would have won that. Yet what those headlines missed was the quiet transformation taking place behind the scenes. Gauff didn't sulk or deflect blame. She took accountability, showing maturity far beyond her years. "I used to beat myself up after every loss," she said candidly. "Now, I look at Serena and Venus and how they handled setbacks. They taught me that champions don't just win, they endure." The weight of expectation. There's something almost cinematic about Gauff's journey, a teenager thrust into the spotlight at 15,